that we are recording this meeting. So this meeting is being recorded. So we just want you to know that. Um, this meeting is the welcome to the Rising Freshman Parent Night. So if you are a parent of a current 8th grader that's going to be in 9th grade next year, then you're in the right meeting. At 6 o'clock, we will have another meeting, and that meeting is actually for the current 9th graders that are going to 10th grade. So that is what we're doing. We are recording this this meeting, and we can make this PowerPoint available. So if you don't have to feel like you need to necessarily take notes or write everything down that we say, because you'll be able to look at the recording or hopefully see the PowerPoint. All right. So if you're new to Fulton, a lot of families and parents obviously are from Holcomb Bridge or Haynes Bridge, but if you're new to Fulton, we just wanted to share kind of the Fulton County vision and also Centennial, our vision. These are some of our goals for how we, I guess, interact with families and students, and how teachers interact with students and parents, and just how we all work together for student success. So we just want to create an environment where you feel very supported, where we're on the same team, where there's good communication from teachers to students and teachers to parents and parents to counselors and students to counselors and all that kind of stuff, everybody to administrators. So please just know that we're on the same team, and we're going to be here, and we're going to be accessible to the students and the parents. I see a couple hands up. If you have a question, we are going to do more questions at the end. If there's some sort of immediate concern, feel free to type it in the chat. I do not believe you'll be able to unmute because we have that disabled, just to let you know. Moving forward, this is your counseling team. And so we have 5 wonderful counselors and an awesome graduation coach. We really are here to be a bridge for the students. And so a lot of times we're talking with administrators and the students and the teachers and the parents, and we're kind of the in-between. That happens a lot. But we're here for student success, and we really care about all of our students. We're divided by the alphabet. And so my name is Jonathan Giles. I'm the counselor for students, last name A through CO. Miss Ekpo is super awesome. She is rocking our dual enrollment, and she also has students CP through H. Miss Roop is our internet website guru. You'll hear about our website later. She is really, she really makes that awesome, and it gives you a lot of access to a lot of information. She's our counselor for I through NH. Miss Freeman is our virtual school FVS, GAVS, and just all around experienced awesome counselor. She's NI through SI. Miss Peart is our fearless leader. She's the head counselor, and we also go to her for support. She's SJ through Z. And Miss Holloway, she is our graduation coach. And so she's helping us, and she's helping students get across that finish line, get engaged, work on their attendance, work on credit recovery, all kinds of stuff like that. So this is your team, and just know that these are the people that you're going to be meeting soon and very soon. So our counseling program, we have a vision. We have like a goal for our students. And really, obviously, for an 8th grade student, a big part of that is that transition, trying to get transitioned into high school, trying to become more of an independent thinker, discovering your potential, figuring out what you want to do. Those are tall tasks, and they're not anything that happens right away. It takes time, and it takes all the parents and all the teachers and the students and the counselors all working together. But this is kind of our vision. This is kind of our goal for our department and kind of our vision for our students as a whole. And so this slide kind of can look overwhelming, but the point of this slide is not to be overwhelming or to kind of express how much information that you need to know. The point of this slide is to show you and communicate to you that every year, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, we're going to be walking with you. We're going to be communicating different grade level needs that your student has, providing different resources that are appropriate for that specific time for your student. There's a lot of hands-on along the way. And so to get to, graduation and moving on to post-secondary education, there's a lot of little steps that happen in between. So we try not to focus on just the big picture. That could be really overwhelming. We try to break it down and kind of walk you through each step. And so we have parent nights for 9th grade students. We have parent nights for 10th and 11th grade. We have a parent night for the 12th grade and a financial aid night. So we're talking with the parents in groups according to grade level, according to what is, I guess, relevant to them. We do the same thing or the similar thing with the students. And so we have classroom lessons where we go in and we speak to the 9th graders about a certain thing. Same thing with 10th, 11th, and 12th. And so for 9th graders, we talk about, their academic plan. For 10th graders, we talk about career interest, and we try and kind of get them processing, okay, what do I want to do? What do I want to do after high school? For 11th grade, our big topic is post-secondary success. It's applying to college. It's finding a college fit. It's kind of getting ready because, hey, guess what? Senior year, it's time to apply. It's time to move forward and kind of go really fast. And junior year also, we meet with the students individually just to go over graduation, their graduation status, their credits, and to make sure there's no surprises senior year. We don't want any surprises. We want to be really bored, just pretty much knowing everything is in place. We did everything that we needed to do. Because senior year is a big transitional year. It's a big year where you're doing a lot for next year, for that following year, during that senior year. And so some of the parents that already have upperclassmen kind of already know the drill, and they kind of already know that. Some parents, I'm sure, are new, and maybe can be intimidating thinking about, hey, 4 years from now, my kid's going to be applying to college. Again, we're going to be walking with you every step of the way, and that's what we want you to know. Now, I talked about the website that Miss Roop rocks in such an awesome way. Our website is really, really helpful. There's a lot of information that you want and that you need that is easily accessible. So maybe if it's after hours where a counselor is not available, or on the weekend or something like that, you could go to the school counseling website. You could see about, okay, what does it take if I want to do dual enrollment in the future? What are the requirements for that? Or scholarship information, different things like SAT and ACT. There's a lot more information than is just here. Our encouragement to you is just go to the website, check it out, look around, because it's going to be a valuable resource for you moving forward. It's going to be something that's going to be very helpful. There's a lot of information there. Now, this slide is a lot of words, but it's going to be something that the students are going to see over and over and over and over again. It's not something that has to be memorized right now, but it's something that will be learned and understood because it's just going to be over and over and over and over again. Can anybody verify that they can see the graduation requirement slide? I had somebody post in the chat, the slides aren't changing. So can anybody give me a thumbs up or type in the chat if they can see the slide? Okay, so if you're not seeing it right now, don't worry. We'll be recording, or we are recording, and you'll be able to see it after the fact. So Graduation requirements. For graduation in high school, you earn credit when you pass a class. And so another word for credit or units, how it says here on the slide, credit or units, another word that I would use is just years. So for instance, to graduate, you need 4 credits of language arts. So you have to pass language arts for 4 years. So it's pretty straightforward. You need 4 years of science. You need 4 years of math, and you need 3 years of social studies. These are some of the graduation requirements that all students have to, I guess, get to graduate. Going down, we have our world language, career, or fine arts category. You need 3 years of those classes. You need health and personal fitness. Those 2 classes are graduation requirements. And you need 4 electives. So that comes out to 23. Students at Centennial, they take 6 courses. So 6 times 4 would be 24. That means there's 1 credit kind of built in extra for you. And so again, when you pass a class, you earn credit for that class. If you do not pass a class, you do not earn credit, and then you'll end up having to make up credit for the class. Our goal is for all our students to pass every single class. That would be awesome. Moving on, grade level placement. And so there is a common misconception about grade levels like freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors. The grade level that a student is in has nothing to do with the number of years they're at school. It really is much more connected to the number of credits that that student has. And so after 1 year of high school, if you've earned 5 credits or 6 credits because you passed all your classes, then next year you'll be promoted and you'll be a sophomore. At the beginning of the year, if you have 11 credits, you're considered a junior. In the fall, if you have 17 credits, you're considered a senior. And so credits are really important. Obviously, we want all students to pass all their classes, but if there's a class that for whatever reason we don't pass it or we don't do as well as we wanted to do, it's very important that we make sure that we go back and we make up that credit. That is something that definitely your counselors and your teachers, they reach out and they say, hey, make sure you do this, make sure you make up that credit. So it's not something that you just necessarily have to remember. But again, our goal is that our students won't have to use this as much and that hopefully we can just pass our classes the first time around. But this is kind of important, and this is something that the students, the 8th graders, it's different, and sometimes it takes them getting used to kind of knowing that they earn credits for their classes. This is the grading scale. So if you get 70 or above, that's how you earn credit. 70 to 79 is a C, 80 to 89 is a B, 90 or higher is an A. And if you pass your honors, AP, or IB course, you receive an additional 7 points to your final grade. So say you get a 90, but that's an honors class or an IB class or an AP class. Well, what goes on your transcript, which is your record of all your grades, it'll say 97. So that's one benefit to taking those higher rigor courses. Now, next up, we're going to be talking about course selection. So I know course selection is like probably the most relaxing topic we could talk about. There's not going to be any stress talking about selecting our electives and our courses. I'm being funny. So this is kind of one of the more stressful topics. What we're trying to give you tonight is an overview about how it's going to work. If you have kind of like a general idea, hey, this is what I need to expect, then I did my job. We're not actually going to be able to give you every single date about how everything's going to happen exactly now. I know that's what you want. So I'm sorry I'm letting you down right off the bat. But if you have that general overview, then you're going to be in good shape. There might be some small differences from Haynes or Holcomb, but all of that is going to be communicated to you in a very efficient manner. And so you're going to know what you need to do, and you're going to know when you need to do it. But just know that this is kind of our overview of what's going to happen. So let's get to it. So February, what's going to happen this month? So what should happen this month is that your middle school teachers are going to recommend students for their core classes. So, hey, I was in on level, or I was in honors, or whatnot. This is what we think this student should continue in. And so the teachers are great resources for the counselors, because the teachers are with the students, they see their work, they see their motivation level. They're using factors like their current grades, state placement guidelines, and other factors to kind of determine what is the best fit for the student to be successful. So those recommendations for the counselors, they really carry a lot of weight. We really encourage students and parents to really consider those recommendations very strongly. Families can look at Centennial course offerings. So you can go to our website and you can see the course offerings on our website. And basically the course offerings, the course catalog, is just going to show you all the classes that we offer. It's also going to have descriptions and prerequisites. So you know kind of, well, I want to be in this class. Is this class for freshmen? Oh no, this class is for sophomores. Oh, this class is for juniors. So the course guide is a great resource. And so the first thing is those core classes. Once the core classes are recommended, students will then view an elective sheet so they can see what electives are available. And there are some videos that you'll have access to, not necessarily every elective, but a lot of the electives where different elective teachers and pathway teachers have kind of made a video about this is what you're going to do in the intro to law pathway, or the intro to healthcare, pathway, etc. The sad news is that every year we usually have a visit where we have the middle schoolers come on campus, walk around, and actually get to interact and see the different pathways face to face. We really wish we could do that. This year, just with COVID, it's not going to work. And so that's why we're using the videos instead. So there's not going to be the normal 8th grade visitation that we like to have. But we're going to give you as much information as we can. The students are going to use a Microsoft form to rank their electives. The main thing I want you to hear is when your middle school counselor, when they give you a chance to choose your electives, it's very important that you follow through. It's very important that you consider what electives you want and you follow through with that, because if we don't have an elective form for you, we'll have to assign electives based on availability. So in February, this is basically what is going to be happening. We're choosing core classes via middle school teacher recommendations, and we're choosing our electives. Now, moving to March is when you're going to be able to view your course verifications, and you're going to be able to submit possible change requests with your middle school counselor. And so if you notice, in February and March, this process is being done with your middle school. And so the middle school counselors and the middle school teachers are going to really be the ones where you're going to direct your communication to for February and March. It's not that we don't love you, it's just that we got to get our seniors graduated, we got to get our juniors on track to be seniors, and we got to handle some business on our end. Starting April 12th, that's right after spring break, the rising 9th graders, they can then direct their communication towards their Centennial school counselors. But just as we said before, February you're kind of selecting. March you're going to have a lot of time. Please use that time. Think about the electives that you decided. If you need to make corrections so we can get it as clean as possible going into April. We know, sometimes we change our minds, and that's totally fine. but we're trying to give you time to not be rushed. We're trying to give you time to be able to really think that process through and be able to kind of make those selections. You're going to come to us starting April 12th. If a family disagrees about a recommendation, so remember, we said, teachers are a great resource for recommendations. We really encourage you to put a heavy weight on that recommendation. But if, say, you're like, you know what, we really feel strongly that we should be in this honors class as opposed to this on-level class, or et cetera, you will have an opportunity in April to fill out a course waiver. And the course waiver basically says, hey, we would like to choose this said class. We were recommended for A, but we would like to go with B. We would like to go with this honors class. We were recommended for on-level. And we understand that, hey, this is going to be a lot of work, and we're going to have to stick with this class. So we're not going to change out of this class. So that opportunity for course waivers, that's going to happen, and that's going to happen in April. Those course waivers are going to go to our curriculum assistant principal. His name is Mr. Williams. Again, you don't have to memorize all this information because this is going to be made accessible to you. Now, if you happen to not be in Fulton County Schools, not in Haynesbridge or not in Holcomb, just for all the parents that are listening that fall into that category, please know that April 14th, that is a day you want to put down. So if you're new to Fulton, that is the day that you want to register, and you can reach out to Ms. Stickle. And I believe that's a Wednesday, but April 14th, that's when we get back from spring break. That is the time in which we're ready for you to register for the upcoming school year. If you're at Haynesbridge, or if you're at Holcomb Middle, this is not for you. This is for students that maybe you're at a private school or something like that. You're outside of Fulton County, and you're on this meeting because you're going to end up being in Fulton County or in this zone for Centennial. So that's kind of your outline. That, like I said, I'm trying to give you an outline to kind of know what to expect. And you're going to receive more communication from your middle school counselors and your middle school teachers and APs. Now, a little pop quiz. Who is your best point of contact for academic recommendations and placement for 9th grade classes? The answer is your current 8th grade teacher and your middle school counselor. So they're the ones that at the beginning of this process in February or March, they're the ones that are going to be able to help you through if you have a question about a step or you need to make a change. Who is your best point of contact during the spring registration period, February and March? Your current middle school counselor. In April, that is when you're going to start contacting your high school counselor if you have any questions or concerns. Once you're here, 9th grade and beyond, who is a good person to contact if you have a question about a grade or maybe an assignment that you wanted more information about, or course content, specific course content? The best person for you to contact in that situation would be the teacher. If you have questions about the schedule or a schedule change, if you want to talk about college or career planning, maybe there's an emotional or social concern that you have with your student, your school counselor, that would be the first person that you would want to reach out to. And remember, we're by alphabet. And that was one of the first slides that we showed. Now, say there's an issue that kind of comes up that maybe arises in the class that you didn't feel good about. Your first person that you're going to talk to, obviously, is the student and the teacher, and you're going to discuss that with the teacher, be able to collaborate, come up with a solution. If there happens to be some sort of concern that maybe doesn't get resolved for whatever reason, the next person for you to speak with would be the department chair for that subject. And if for whatever reason there is still a concern after that, your grade level administrator, and that's Mr. Barker. We're going to actually go over that right now. So first, your department chairs. Again, you don't have to memorize this. You don't have to copy all this down, and there could be some changes going into the next school year. But as of right now, here are our department chairs. And again, you will have access to this PowerPoint, and you will be able to get this information, so you don't have to necessarily memorize it. But That is our group of leaders in different subjects. Here are some really important people to know. And so these are other people that it's just going to come up. You know, you're going to have a situation, maybe attendance. Hey, so-and-so was sick, and you want to communicate about attendance. Well, Ms. Suarez is over attendance. IB and tag questions, Ms. Lee. Our athletic director is Mr. Birch. We talked about the waivers, the course waivers. If we wanted to kind of make a different choice than what was recommended, we talked about the curriculum assistant principal. Again, that's Mr. Williams. So that's the person that you would email in April should that need arise. And Mr. Barker is your wonderful 9th grade assistant principal. So he's going to be a good point of contact for you in regards to just 9th grade concerns. Now, athletics, super important. This same list is on our website. So this list is there, but we really love for students to get involved as much as they can. And so these are some of the coaches for different sports in fall and winter and spring. Something else you would want to check out once you got here. Yes, the contact list is also posted on Centennial's high school website. Something else that is not featured here on this slide, but are different after school, I guess, clubs. That's going to also be on the website that you can see. But we just want you to be aware of who the different coaches are. And you might already be aware of that. You might already have been to the website and seen that, but we wanted you to know that. All right, so personal fitness. So personal fitness is a graduation requirement. This class is usually taken in the fall or the spring during 9th grade year. Students, however, can exempt personal fitness with 1 year of varsity athletics, or 2 years of JV athletics, or 2 years of marching band, or 3 years of JROTC. So in general, right off the bat, students, the rising 9th graders, they're going to be put in health and personal fitness because, again, those are graduation requirements. You'll be given the opportunity, if you are planning on doing one of those things, athletics, marching band, RTC, you'll be given the opportunity to communicate that to us, to the school, to fill out a form saying that much, and that you'll be able to have that personal fitness removed from your schedule because you're going to get a waiver for it. You're going to opt out of that class. It's just very important that you follow through with that. You play that sport, or you do those 2 years of junior varsity, or et cetera. If for whatever reason, say you do 2 years of ROTC instead of 3, or 1 year of marching band instead of 2, then that class would just get put on your schedule around your junior year. And again, it's just very important that you know that that class is actually a graduation requirement. It's very important. All right. Pathways. And so pathways at Centennial are basically opportunities to take the same area of interest over the course of your high school career. So say I'm somebody that really loves creating videos. The audio video tech pathway is going to allow me to take progressive levels of audio and video tech so that I can kind of learn as much as I can in that area that I have a lot of interest in. So these pathways are pretty cool. It's some students like to, take different pathways or different classes, but we really encourage students to try and choose one maybe that they have the most interest in. When we talked about the flip grid that's going to be made available to you, the videos by the teachers about different pathways, this is what we were talking about. This is one of the things that normally in the 8th grade visitation, the students come to learn. They come to learn about law enforcement pathway, emergency responder services, computer science, programming, journalism, these different pathways, engineering, food nutrition, game design, financial services, just so they have an idea of, okay, which one do I want to choose? Also, our advanced academic pathways. And so all this list, this is a lot. I really know that's a lot. Um, yes, some require an application. How do we find which ones have an application? Well, that is a good question. What I will say right here is, here are our pathway teachers. And so our initial, I guess, communication to you would be, we want to give you that Flipgrid. We want to give you access to the pathway teachers, and we also want to give you access to the course guide. The course guide, the Centennial course guide that we talked about earlier, has good information about what are the requirements for different courses. So, hey, this course, you have to apply for it. Or, hey, this course is for this grade level or that grade level. So the Centennial course guide, the pathway teacher, those are both great options if you're trying to find out more information. And the Flipgrid that the teacher is going to share the information about, those are multiple different ways to just get information about those pathways. And also remember, April 12th is when you guys can come to us. And so if you still have questions that you haven't figured out after spring break, please reach out to your counselor, and we can also help you as you're making those decisions. All right. I am now going to look for, yes, Mr. Williams. I wanted to know, Mr. Williams, our curriculum assistant principal, I wanted to know if he had anything that he wanted to share or say. We're not leaving right away. I wanted to have a brief kind of overview of a presentation so that we could then give you guys an opportunity to put questions in the chat and for us to answer those questions. So we do have a significant amount of time, so you won't have to be rushed in regards to answering some of your questions. I'm going to go ahead and stop presenting at this point. And I'm going to see, does Mr. Williams have anything that he wanted to share?
Hey guys, welcome to Centennial High School. It's almost here. I know you guys have been waiting a long time to get to this point, and welcome. You guys are now almost officially Knights. So thank you guys so much and welcome to Centennial. If you have any